Hi, Peter Bernstein, Senior Editor of TMCnet.com here at ITEXPO East, just off our trade exhibit floor in beautiful Miami Beach. And I am delighted to be joined by Robert Lutz, who is the Director of Product Management and Business Development for Systech. We're talking IoT M2M.
That's right.
And we even have show and tell.
We do.
Let's talk a little bit about what your company is, where you sit in the IoT space, and then we're going to walk through how it works.
Okay, sure. So I'm with Systech Corporation. We've been around for over 30 years. So we've been in the industry doing interconnectivity for a long time. What we're introducing at this show is a very fast-to-market machine-to-machine solution, which is also the Internet of Things. Being able to provide a solution for a real commercial application in minutes rather than the months it normally takes to develop a solution.
And we're really talking about this baby right here.
Well, that's part of it. The gateway, what combines all of that network connectivity together, whether it be Zigbee or Z-Wave or Wi-Fi or Bluetooth or cellular, all these different communication protocols talk directly to the gateway. And the gateway is configured with plug-in modules, so you can create different combinations of interface protocols just by plugging in the right module, sort of like Lego bricks going into a solution. So you can develop the right gateway in minutes just by plugging those things together.
So typical application, why don't we run through this one, since this is a nice easy one that I think people can understand.
Right. Well, one very simple application in a commercial market is like a restaurant chain, where perhaps they have a walk-in freezer that has a lot of food in it. And in the past, maybe they've had food spoilage because the compressor failed, the temperature raised within that freezer, melting some of that food. So what they're able to do very, very quickly is create a solution that can prevent that, or at least warn that kind of thing is happening. By putting in the right sensors, the machine-to-machine or Internet of Things sensors within the refrigerator, talking to this gateway, they can alert if that door has been left open for too long.
Unfortunately, we have the alarm turned off.
So we have the alarm, and that alarm could be just a local alarm sort of blinking away, or it could actually send a text message or an email to the restaurant manager so he can take care of the situation.
So let's talk about the workflow here. Okay.
So it's the installation process is in minutes, but what's really cool is not just the hardware, but it's the actual software, because the hardware combines all that information together, but what do you do with it? How do you cause that hardware to create that siren to alert? So we've created something called SysScript, which is a super simple scripting application that allows anybody without even an engineering degree or anything to create the right software to allow this gateway to perform its function. So the hardware can be installed in minutes, the software can be created in minutes, and the entire solution up in a very, very short amount of time.
And talk about your go-to-market here.
So basically, the gateway and the software we have is sold to system integrators and VARs, which combine the solution into the total application that's distributed to the end user.
Okay, so if I'm a restaurant chain, how many sensors do I need? I don't want you to give away too much in terms of pricing, but zone of reasonableness in terms of the cost of doing something like this, because I think with IoT that's one of the areas of interest that people have right now.
So what's really cool about IoT is you can start small and grow big. So typically you have an idea, you have a thought, I want to solve this problem, this one problem. So you can economically create a solution for that one problem. For example, the description we just had with the walk-in refrigerator, you need one sensor for the temperature, one sensor for the door like we have shown up here, and then the siren. So all these things all together are probably around $200, and then the gateway is another $200. So you have a $400 solution solving a problem that can save thousands of dollars of that food spoilage. But once you have this installed and it's up and running, then you can start thinking about other ways of integrating machine to machine within that same environment.
And this is on premise, or it could be in the cloud as well.
So it's completely on premise, so you don't have to rely on any internet connectivity, but the programming that scripting, you do that on the cloud, and once you've created that script, that gets downloaded into the gateway, and then you're completely removed from the internet. All the decisions about that local premise are made within the gateway itself.
So I have to ask, since there's so much industry buzz about IoT, and we had our M2M session here that I know you were a part of, what's the level of interest right now?
It's the
other than the vendors, right?
Right. Well, the level of interest is extremely high and growing quickly, because even though we're focused on the commercial market, on the consumer side of things, there's been a lot of buzz with things like AT&T Digital Life and other kinds of consumer-type solutions, which is educating everybody about what machine-to-machine or Internet of Things can do, and that boils over and rolls over into the business side, the B2B side, where there's a lot of education going on. I had no idea that I could solve this problem this way. These ideas are now coming into play because of the exposure that's happening.
So we're at the bottom of the on-ramp, getting onto the learning curve of what all of this is really going to be about. The good news for people is these things exist, they work, and they're solving problems. And Systech is out there on the, I don't want to say the bleeding edge, the leading edge. And thanks for stopping by.
Perfect. Thank you very much.